I am glad to introduce National Youth Icon Award winner and Changemaker Award winner of UNESCO Association in India. He is the CEO and founder of Tycoon Plus Advisors. He is appointed as honorary member of TCC blessed and patronized by Nobel Peace Laureate His Holiness 14 Dalai Lama, along with Shri Kiren Rijiju, Honorable Union Minister of State for Home Affairs. He has addressed in more than 900 plus sessions across India and abroad. Sir is considered as voice of people of India by various reputed media houses in India on issue concerning people of India seeking his opinions on economic, taxation and development matters. He is spokesperson of Government of India initiatives in documentation in Doordarshan, India's national channel. I have tried my best to briefly introduce this multi-talented personality whose profile actually runs into 7 pages. Presenting before you, CA M. Sathya Kumar.
Thank you, Anish. It's a it's a great pleasure to be here in Vadodara, state of Gujarat. First of all, I appreciate and feel honored to be here in Vadodara. My first presentation as a student was made in Gujarat, in Ahmedabad in 2008. I did not believe on that day I'll one day win the National Youth Icon Award, awarded by the UNESCO Association in India. I did not believe that I will even pass my chartered accountancy. I did not believe that I can make a change in the country. But today, the support given by the chartered accountants around India, my student fraternity, the other professional colleagues from other accounting institutes, IIMs, IITs, and all entire India. I've traveled across India in my past 10 years, since from my student days, and what I found was India is a beautiful country. This country requires a lot of change. The change has to happen from here, that from the students' perspective. That is, the students has to make that change. That is the reason when the Baroda branch of ICI asked me to come for these conferences, I cancelled my commitment with the Confederation of Indian Industry. There is a session which was planned, and I rescheduled to somebody else, and I came here immediately because I thought I can make a change with the 45 minutes of presentation. I'm sure that India is actually transforming. We are in the journey of transforming India. On May 26, 2014, Honorable Prime Minister of India took charge in the government of India as the Prime Minister. From that day, I'm tracking India very closely. Here is a man who is actually bringing a change. Here is a man who is actually transforming India. I'm not sure how many people are conscious about it. Here is a man who is actually thinking about shunning the negativity, uprising the positivity. We are part of his journey. And for information, our economy, it was before 1st July 2017, is not the economy what we are actually traveling through. The role of a chartered accountant is not going to be the same role what it was before July 1. It is going to transform itself into a higher level platform. We are going to be the partner in the nation building. I still remember in my student days, one of the past presidents of ICAI went to invite Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, when he was invited for the conference, I'm sure it is 2005, when he was invited to the conference, he asked the president of ICI, what is the vision of the ICI? President gave the entire gamut of the vision. Vision, he said, we create the best of the chartered accountants. Our accounting institute is the best in the world. And we conduct a stringent examination. And even the gold medalist sometimes actually fails and clears the examination. And there are multiple things what the president briefed about. And Abdul Kalam said, can you go and rework on the vision of the ICI and come back to me, which will be the future of India? And the president, along with the council colleagues, went on to work on the vision, and he went and presented. And Abdul Kalam said, this I will summarize as a single sentence when I come to the Delhi meeting. When he was in Delhi, he was a president at that point of time. And he came there on the stage and he said, chartered accountants are the partners in nation building. My dear friends, it's not about you auditing a client. It is not about you setting up a practice in Baroda. It is not about you serving a listed company. It is much role that you can play, and the government is expecting you to play from the 1st July onwards. I'm sure all of them watched the speech of the Honorable Prime Minister. He has chalked out a new vision for the chartered accountants. He told, go beyond the clients and work for the country. It is not a superficial vision. It is a vision which is achievable. While I was coming in the flight yesterday, I was just thinking how this vision can be translated. This vision can be translated with the vibrant branches like Baroda. Today we have in our country about 144 branches, if I am not wrong, all over India. 160 branches, which no education institution or no body has. This is an economic network of India. This economic network has to be used for the bringing financial inclusion in the country, promoting Make in India, promoting Startup India, promoting Skill India. How do we do that? I was conversing yesterday with one of the Prime Minister's advisor, Mr. Kanaka Sabapathy, who is my professor in my college, my mentor also. One of the renowned professor in state of Tamil Nadu. He was a person, you all must be knowing about the success story of Gujarat kite industry. Here is a man, Mr. Kanaka Sabapathy, who has identified the Prime Minister from Tamil Nadu. The Prime Minister called him and said, this kite industry in 2003-2004, at that point of time, the first kite festival which we conducted in the state of Gujarat, he said, my kite industry from the state of Gujarat should become profitable industry. And this kite industry is an unorganized sector. What is kite all about? It's about the function, Uttarayan we do. He came to state of Gujarat, and it is a chief minister who opened the door in his room. That is the Narendra Bhai Modi ji. He opened the door and he invited Professor Kanaka Sabapathy, and he said, I want my kite industry from Gujarat to be the best in the world, and how much turnover we can make out of it. They chalked out the plan. At that time, the previous chief minister was the industry minister, and they sat together and they decided that the kite industry will be profitable. This sector was an unorganized sector. Today you know what is the story of a kite industry. Today you know the story of a vibrant Gujarat event. It started as a small activity. Today it has become a national project. Every activity starts with a small idea. And Gujarat as such is all forefronting in all the directions nowadays. And what I want to tell you here is, we have 160 branches. All these 160 branches can be as a pool of students. And every student is aspiring to be chartered accountants. We should take up, we are already taking up, for example, with respect to GST, we have, as an ICA, we have set up the ICA Sahitya desk. And Swachh Bharat, we have been propaganding about it. We should not stop with that. We should do a project on the unorganized sector in the respective branch. For example, around Baroda, you will see a lot of transporters working in, because it's an industrial hub. It's an unorganized sector. And there are a lot of unorganized sector which you can source in each places. Every branch, or probably 2 or 3 branches which are just 50 kilometers around, should work on development of industry cluster of India. Industry cluster of India is a pillar of India. Don't think it is the MNCs or the multinational companies. I have my experience of working with 10 years in the top big 4 in the country. My understanding is, India is not made of the MNC companies. India is not Bangalore. India is not Delhi. India has been built over a period of time by the communities of the respective place. Surat is built by the community. Morbi is built by the community. Rajkot, even though they sleep from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock, irrespective of anything. And even though Mava might be famous. But what is important is, Rajkot has been built by particular communities. Communities are the building brick of the nation. But somewhere down the line, communities has been looked as a bad thought because it was politically speculated. No, the communities of the country are the building pillars of the nation. Come to any part of India, it is all the communities who played the crucial role in building this nation. This has to be sustained in our country. Today, as a chartered accountant, if you go and analyze the tax return being filed in the country, 94% of the tax returns in the corporate sector are by the MSME sector. Only the 6% are the big boys, be it an MNC company or a listed company. We all aspire to go to that sector. Take it from me. There's a big opportunity in the 94% of the sector. And the chartered accountants are the real enabler to be the national builder, nation builder. I'm not talking it from without facts. I'm not talking it because it's a conference. I've been speaking about it in everywhere, wherever I go, be it international level or be it anywhere. Why I'm saying is, this 160 country is an economic net, 160 branches of ICI is an economic network of India. If we unite together, each place can act as a facilitation center for the MSME and also for the GST enablement in the country and also for industry cluster development. Now let's revisit what our Prime Minister spoke just maybe 3 weeks before in US. Let me play this video.
ये एस्पिरेशन जो बढ़ रहा है देश का, ये भारत के विकास की सबसे बड़ी ताकत है। जब देश के सामान्य मानवी का एस्पिरेशंस बढ़ता है, तो वो एस्पिरेशंस को अगर प्रॉपर लीडरशिप मिल जाए, प्रॉपर गवर्नेंस मिल जाए, पॉलिसी मिल जाए, तो एस्पिरेशन अपने आप में अचीवमेंट बन जाता है। जनता जनार्दन के एस्पिरेशंस को अचीवमेंट में कन्वर्ट करने की दिशा में हम नीतियों को निर्धारित करते हैं, हम गति तय करते हैं, प्रायोरिटी तय करते हैं और जी जान से जोर लगाते हैं, परिणाम मिलने लगा है। भारत में सरकारें बदली गई हैं, उसके मूल में एक प्रमुख कारण रहा है भ्रष्टाचार, बेईमानी। देश के सामान्य मानवी को नफरत है। कि क्या मतलब है? मैं आज सर झुका करके बड़ी नम्रता से ये कहना चाहूंगा कि इस सरकार ने 3 साल में जो भी कार्यकाल बिताया है, अब तक इस सरकार पर एक भी दाग नहीं लगा है। जब हिंदुस्तान सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक करता है, तब दुनिया को ताकत का अनुभव होता है कि भारत संयम रखता है, लेकिन जरूरत पड़े तो भारत अपने सामर्थ्य का परिचय भी देता है। आपका दिल हर पल चाहता है कि मेरा देश ऐसा कब बनेगा, मेरा देश आगे ऐसा कब बढ़ेगा। मैं आपको विश्वास दिलाता हूं, जो सपने आपने देखे हैं, आपके रहते हुए उन सपनों को पूरा करते हुए देखे जाएंगे।
Alright. So you saw this video. I'm going to discuss about the vision for the students from these 4 pillars. When he came into the power in 2014, lot of measures he has taken which has actually impacted India. Can you switch on the lights? Yeah. The measures were the first of the measure when he came to the power. Indian domestic manufacturing was bleeding. It was in the negative. So he wanted to develop that. There's an option available before him to actually talk about the negativity in the country and make the people not to work and think that India is a bad country to live. But there's an option available for him to appraise the positivity. And he said, for appraising the positivity in the manufacturing sector, let's bring the Make in India. And why Make in India? Make in India is a document that each and every chartered accountant should refer, because it is just not a campaign of the government. It is just not a manufacturing policy. It is a reference for all the regulation. For example, there are 22 sectors in Make in India. If you go to the automobile sector, you can go and click and understand the FEMA regulation to GST to all the comprehensive regulations of the Make in India. And Make in India has become a successful project today, and you know how much is the foreign direct investment which we have attracted. Not only that, even domestic manufacturing has picked up drastically up over a period of time. The second problem what he had while he was looking at the country was the digitization. Today, you may be a chartered accountant, I may be a chartered accountant, you may study in different part of the country. But today, the certificate of education is only 1% of what you know. Rest of the 99% of your knowledge actually comes from the digital platform. And this platform, digital platform, the digital platform is a very, very important thing. When you analyze the economy, only 200 million people were part of the digital platform. What is the population of India? The population of India is about 1.3 billion population. So there was a requirement in the government to push the digital campaign. So he thought, why can't we bring a Digital India campaign? Digital India is a power to empower. Don't think the Digital India is only applicable to the IT companies in Bangalore or Pune. That's not the notion. The Digital India is the power to empower the citizen who is there in the rural places. It is a project to bring the smart village concept. Now, what is this Digital India all about? Is it a success story? Yes, it is a success story. After the new government came in, then they started implementing the Digital India. And today, 1,55,000 kilometers the government has put across the high-speed optical fiber. Because of that, GST is a reality. I'll tell you what. This Digital India, 1,55,000 kilometers of optical fiber cable is going to connect the entire India into the digital platform. And today, digitization is very, very important to do anything. And it has increased, and from 2014 to 2017, about 400 million people are roughly connected today under the digital platform. And this digitization is very, very important because to actually enable the DPT scheme, direct benefit transfer scheme. What is the direct benefit transfer scheme? The Jandan, that is Jandan, Aadhaar and mobile. It is integrated to the Digital India campaign. Today, about 27 crore people have Jandan account. It is a very, very important thing to eradicate corruption in the economy. Because if the Prime Minister wanted to give some incentive to the common man, the people below the poverty line, or people who are not doing economically good, he can directly credit the amount from Delhi to their bank accounts. What was happening before? The money was being put across to the various channels. The middlemen started taking away. And now we have an opportunity where in the country, we have 27 crore Jandan accounts where if the incentive or a subsidy or a cash grant has to be given, it can be credited directly into the Jandan account. And Aadhaar is another success of the government. Why am I briefing all about it? Only when you know this, the country is in the path of transformation, you will know your role. I'll tell you what is your role of the future when I conclude the session. Today, Aadhaar is a success story. Yes, nevertheless, the previous government also took a lot of efforts in bringing the Aadhaar. Today, I'm sure everyone here must be having an Aadhaar card. Why? In our country, out of 130 crore population, 113 crore population have Aadhaar card today. Even a just born baby is going to have Aadhaar card, and this is the real game changer of Indian economy. The reason is, until now in our country, we don't, I can put it on record, we don't have a proper, accurate economic data to cater our citizens. I can put it on record. The population figures are wrong. The poverty figures are wrong. Your GDP figures are wrong. Because when a citizen does not have a primary number, we cannot evaluate the country. And we have today the greatest asset of the country, that is the Aadhaar card. This Aadhaar is again a game changer. This Aadhaar card will enable the financial inclusion project of the government of India. When this comes, it's a great opportunity for the chartered accountants. Take it from me, the opportunity for the chartered accountant is going to multiply in a geometrical progression because every person who has an Aadhaar card will come under the organized sector. Moment it comes under the organized sector, your return filing will increase. Your GST compliance will increase. Audits will increase. You are in the path of transformation. Nevertheless, you need not fear about what is your role. Your roles are going to multiply in the country, but the roles will be the different role what you had from before July 1. It's going to increase. The opportunities are going to multiply. You are not going to go to America, take it from me. India will develop more than America. The deadline of the year is 2022. We are in the path of new India. Finally, mobile connections, which I already briefed you. About 400 million people have mobile connection. This is not sufficient. This is not sufficient. It has to increase. Many people claim that demonetization is a failure. It is not a failure. I'll tell you what. Every 500,000 has an address today. Before November 8, we did not know where the 500,000 was. RBI was printing and releasing. Nobody knew where that 500 was. But today when the 500 went into the bank, every 500 rupees and 1000 rupees went with a PAN number. Whether they have counted or not, that is insignificant part of the story. But because of the demonetization, every 500 and 1000 had the address. The pity part of our country, we did not have the address for 500 and 1000. That was our country. Here is a man who took the steps for the purpose of bringing the financial inclusion. Because of that, every person started learning the digital payments in the country from November 8. Second, because of that, the assessees are also going to be added. It's also a pillar for the GST. It is also a pillar for the GST. So this was the transformation he brought. Then, the Skill India project of the government of India. Very important. Today, jobs are not created. Why? There is no entrepreneurship activity other than in Gujarat. There's no entrepreneurs. Here in Gujarat, people work only for 3 or 4 years. Then they think about starting up their own because they want to become their own brand. The story of Reliance, the story of look at the entrepreneurship activities. But this is not happening in other parts of the country. Now this has to be brought out. How to bring it? Today, every person is wanted to become an engineer and think about doing what they want to do later. After becoming engineer only, they think about what to do in life. Now, this engineering people, everybody has a qualification, but nobody has a skill. What is a skill? In fact, when the Honorable Prime Minister launched the Skill India program, one of the reputed TV channels in Tamil Nadu called me, they interviewed me. Earlier, the politicians brought engineering colleges, they made money. Prime Minister, is he thinking about bringing Polytechnic college to make money? I said, no. That's not the vision of the government. The vision of the government is, today, you have engineers, you don't have carpenters. Today, you have engineers, you don't have electricians. Today, you have a mechanical engineer who has got CGPA of 9, but he does not know to repair his own vehicle. There is an electrical engineer at the home, he doesn't know how to change the tube light. These are the skills which are entrepreneurial. These skills has to be brought out. With that vision, he set up the Ministry for Skill Development and Entrepreneurship under the leadership of Sri Raju Pratap Rudy ji. And this ministry has taken up the skill development as a core area where these skills are the pillar for the entrepreneurship in the country. To enable that, Prime Minister brought Startup India, Stand Up India. This Startup India, Stand Up India is for you. First time in the country, Prime Minister spoke about the Startup India, Stand Up India because without starting up, the country cannot go into the path of excellence. Because we all want to be like an American. We all want to be like an American. And we all want to be also Indian. Somewhere we are confused. Because we are inspired by the products of US. There's no product from India which has emerged at the global level. There are exceptions, but there are no majority of the products. To ensure that for your information, but all the global products are created by Indians. Look at this paradox. All the global products are created by Indians, but there is no product from India. That means there is no ecosystem which was created in the past 60 years, which he wanted to create. In Silicon Valley, out of 100 startups, in every startup, there's an Indian. Google, Microsoft, name any company. It is all innovated and brought by an Indian because in US, the ecosystem is favoring him. But in India, the same Indian is there, ecosystem is not favoring him. So he wanted to create the ecosystem. That is the reason he got the Startup India, Stand Up India. Before I proceed with other areas of discussion, let me show you two videos. What is Skill India all about? One more on the startup. This is a video of the Startup India. In fact, when the Prime Minister was actually talking about the Startup India, can you switch on the lights? He did not talk about Flipkart or he did not talk about Google kind of a model. He said, what is startup all about? He said, for example, if a student is sleeping on the bed, when the heavy wind blows in the window, and if the same student gets up and closes the window and sleeps again, he's not meant for startup. If the same student thinks about putting up a wind energy company, thinks about generating wind energy or something to do with wind, that means there's a spark of entrepreneurship in his mind. That has to be encouraged in the country. That is what the vision of the Startup India is all about. Don't think immediately startup is all about creating big companies. Be it any company for that matter, be it Amazon, be it Google, be it Microsoft. It all started in a dorm, small room, in the hostel rooms. Today we all aspire to work in that company. Why can't the same companies be started in India? And most of the employees in US are Indian employees. Why can't the same companies are groomed here? So that creation of ecosystem, only the vision of the Prime Minister and under the Startup India has brought it. Now, next other reforms which are going to give an opportunity for startup. Startup India is an opportunity. Skill India is an opportunity. Jandan is an opportunity. Aadhaar is an opportunity. Everything is actually leading to what? Leading to organized sector. 1st July onwards, my dear friends, the unorganized sector component in India is about 90%. When I say unorganized sector, today 2% of the population pay taxes and we have to feed 130 crore population. How can it happen? We all crib about the government. To run your family, you need salary. You need look at your families. At the last week of any month, it's a big problem. And the joy comes only on the first day of the month. And joy is not there at the last week of the month. To run the country, you need money. Country is a big family. It's a collection of families. Now to run that country, we need money. But only 2% of the population pay taxes in the country. And there are bungalows and Audis and BMWs more than the taxpayers. How is it possible? Go and have an helicopter view on India. You will see a lot of bungalows. Why? Up to the flight, look at how many bungalows are there. Every bungalow is as a prospective taxpayer. But are they paying? No. There is no choice from 1st July onwards. I will conclude why it is not possible from 1st July onwards. I will tell you the story of India, the new story of India which is going to happen. Now this is a very important thing. Our budget is 24 lakh crore per year. The total black money outside India, I don't know what is the black money domestically, but I'm sure outside India there is a clear statistics because of Global Integrity Financial Report. It says 90 lakh crore. My budget of India per year is 24 lakh crore, but the black money outside India is 90 lakh crore. My debt of India is 70 lakh crore. Out of 24 lakh crore budget, I pay 5 lakh crore interest. Each person has interest in your head, my dear friends. You may not have an EMI for your iPhone, but I'm sure everybody is paying an EMI for the country's debt. With this statistics, with this kind of a profile of the country, India can never become a developed nation. Here is a chance, here is an opportunity now has come for transforming India. The pillar of transformation is chartered accountants. Take it from me. The students, the future, the torch bearers of the profession. We have the opportunity to transform. Keep the byproduct, the money away and think what you can do for the country. Automatically you will earn also money. Organize sector. Promote organized sector. For that, Government of India has proactively brought under the Prime Minister's vision, Mudra Bank. Many people don't know about Mudra Bank. Mudra Bank is going to be the game changer in the current year. Take it from me. Whatever I say will come true. Mudra Bank has 3 schemes, Sishu, Tarun and Kishore. Mudra Bank is funding the unfunded, finance the unfinanced. Reason today, there are a lot of banks to fund your formal sector, big companies. There are no banks to fund your unorganized sector. A small kirana fellow, he wants to get a loan. Can he give a balance sheet for his kirana shop? What records he will have? So to ensure that, to fund the unfunded, Mudra Bank has been brought in. This is going to be a game changer. The vision of the government is, whoever is registered under the GST whose turnover is 20 lakh, government is planning for interest subvention for them from the bank. Whoever is registered under the GST whose turnover is less than 20 lakh, voluntary registration, government is planning to give interest subvention through Mudra Bank loans. Because until now the informal sector is not funded because they never had a registration. But now when they come under the GST, game is over. Your PAN number is given, income tax is taken care. So they are coming under the formal sector, and accordingly the government is planning to pump money in the Mudra Bank. For information, Mudra Bank already the government is allocating in every budget. In the current year budget, 2,60,000 crores was planned to be given under the Mudra Bank scheme, which is a real game changer of India and is the Honorable Prime Minister's vision to bring it. And he has brought it. This is a transformation happening, my dear friends. Many people think that GST is just a reform, tax reform. It is not a tax reform. It is not a tax reform. It is an economic integration of India. Somebody asked me in the news interview, why is this required? I said, look, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel ji wanted to integrate India. He integrated the princely states. But he was not successful to the extent where he was not able to integrate Jammu and Kashmir. Under the GST, Jammu and Kashmir also got integrated. The vision of the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel ji was fulfilled by the Honorable Prime Minister through economic integration to the GST. Now, every state and union territory is now connected under the GST. This is the pillar of economy's transformation. Many people think it is a tax which is levied on the bill. Many people, I'm sure, uploaded the invoice what you ate in a restaurant 1st July in your Facebook. But other than that, there is a complete transformation which is happening. Of course, there are difficulties. I am not saying no. Any change is very difficult. When Steve Jobs showed the iPhone, I never believed that I will get an iPhone one day. But today, everybody wants to get an iPhone by at least selling the kidneys. Now, looking at all these things, there is a complete, any change is inevitable, any change is hard, but we will adopt that. And it will become the part of our life. This GST, the vision of the government, I'm putting on the vision of the government. And the GST, there's something called GSTN. There are 7 wonders in the world. The 8th wonder is GSTN. There are 2 beautiful things in India. One is Taj Mahal, another is GSTN. You have to love, you have to romance that GSTN. Don't be against it. There are reasons why you should not be against it. In this GSTN, I'll put on a simple example. Prime Minister wants to visit Baroda. From Delhi, he is starting in the flight. Sri Ashmukh Adiyaji is there in the flight. He says, before going to Baroda, I want to know the contribution of Baroda's revenue under the GSTN. Ashmukh Adiyaji will open the dashboard of GSTN. And he will show the map of India. And the map of India will show you the collection as on that day. That month. Whichever month the Prime Minister is visiting. Until November, for example, from April, next year probably, I'm saying, April 1st, 2018 to November. He's coming in the November month. He will know the consolidated figure of Government of India's total revenue under the GST. Particular month's return, through particular month's return. Then, he will say, click India. He will click India. Click Gujarat. You will know the Gujarat's revenue. Then, Gujarat revenue is this much. He will note down. Then, he will click Baroda. Then, he will click Baroda. And Baroda's revenue, you will note down. In Baroda, tell me one street which is very famous in Baroda. One street. MG Road. Every city has an MG Road. And Baroda's MG Road. He wants to know what is the Baroda MG Road's revenue. He can. He will go and click MG Road and get the revenue. And Modiji's friend who started his company some small way in that days, he has still that shop. He knows him. Let's assume. He wants to know how is he performing under Baroda. And he will click the Modiji's friend's shop and check what was his total revenue which he has contributed to GST. And he wants to give a surprise to that friend because he's coming for the meeting. So he will go and click the shop of that friend, check what is that year's total revenue that he has contributed to government. And not only that, he wants to give more surprises. He can go to that particular month, particular week, particular day, particular hour, that invoice can be traced. This is data mining which is happening for the first time from 1st July onwards. Can you imagine the transformation? And he will come to the meeting and tell, how are you, sir? To your contribution to India, your contribution in the particular month's particular invoice, but in the 11 o'clock, what you raise is this. You'll be shocked. This is the data what the government is going to have under the GST. This is a pillar for transforming India. Until now, you don't have data. I'll tell you what. I'm in the value chain. I'm a manufacturer. I'm a distributor. I am the retailer or wholesaler, whatever it is. The wholesaler and retailer files the return. He will disclose one turnover for VAT, another turnover for income tax, one more for bank. Like that, he will disclose multiple turnover with multiple chartered accountant. That's a problem. One chartered accountant will find out. He will not sign it. The problem is, another chartered accountant don't know for what he is actually, he is not able to trace because he will create every document to an extent where chartered accountant has also believe. Because this will go away because everything is now mapped. Any chartered accountant goes, year after a chartered accountant asks, are you registered under GST? Give me that printout or download the GST invoice turnover and give me. Later I will attest. Thereafter you need not ask the invoice copy from the client. You can directly download from the web and you can attest on the certificate. Certification jobs will become easy. Your turnover certificate will become easy. Your GST certification, any number of clients, you please take it. It is risk-free. Because it is all data which is there in the government, which you are going to download and going to audit and then sign off. The audit limit is 2 crores, if I'm not wrong, under the GST. 2 crores. My humble submission, now I heard that in Delhi and all, no power nowadays. Only Gujarat has the power in Delhi. We can make a representation from Gujarat to Honorable Prime Minister to reduce this from 2 crores to 1 crore. Because more people will come under the GST. That is an opportunity where they can engage with the chartered accountant. Why they should engage is not for the certification work, but to get good advices from the chartered accountant to how to scale up their business. It need not be a great fee, but there should be a contact with an unorganized sector, with the chartered accountant, because a chartered accountant can grow that client from nurture it over a period of time with a valuable advice. For that, I please the government to make it 1 crore or 50 lakhs, doesn't matter. You even fix the fees, doesn't matter. But we give an opportunity for the chartered accountants to engage with the community of business people when they nurture. When he crosses 2 crore, there are multiple people to advise. But to nurture him, we need a chartered accountant to nurture. This is what the GST is going to give us opportunity. It's going to reduce corruption. Yes, it will. But one more thing, some channel interviewed me, one of the reputed channel in Tamil Nadu, they interviewed me, asked me, sir, will corruption go away under GST? I said, corruption is a culture. You bring any regulation, there are multiple ways in which they will do. You say 20 lakhs, they'll split the entity turnover. You say per pair of chapel, they'll sell one pair separately. So, when this kind of things happen, I'm not sure, I cannot say what kind of innovation can happen in the corruption. But one thing I can say, the way the corruption was happening before July 1 will not happen from July 1. That much I can put it across. This is the transformation. Now coming back to the vision, what the role of a chartered accountant going forward is going to be. Your role of a chartered accountant will move away from being an auditor, just being a tax advisor, to a comprehensive business advisor. You need to understand the policy of the government to coexist with the government. Hereafter, no silo advices can be done. You should understand the vision of the government. Today under the GST, the government comes with the aggressive policies. The government takes all the call. We need to understand the policy to advise the client. Hereafter, you should converge your tax knowledge, your audit knowledge with the policy of the government to advise the client. Because there are going to be a lot of incentives provided by the government for promoting the unorganized sector. And who is going to squarely benefit? The chartered accountants who are in the second tier cities are going to be promoted. You know why? Urbanization is not going to be the key of the world. Hereafter, there will be a village. Morning he will do farming. He will come to company in a tie, work in the company, go back and remove the tie, go to the farm. This is the vision of the government. Why should a person from village move to an urban area? Because he feels the lifestyle is good. If the same lifestyle is provided in rural area, this person is not going. I have my own technology partner, Zoho Advisors. I'm a Zoho certificate advisor. You all know about Zoho now. Because all these advertisements, I'm a certificate advisor. I'm the advisor for the company. In that certificate advisor company, when I went and researched about that company, they have a big back office in Tenkasi in Tamil Nadu, which is a village. People in that company do farming in the morning, come with a tie, address for the problems of the US in the US accent, go back in the evening, Tenkasi, and work in the farm. They have cow, cattle and everything in the village. They all are creating that ecosystem. Why can't be this a model for every place in the country? Think about it. Think about it. Why should you come to city? Yeah? You come to city for getting polluted water, to stuck in traffic jam. Why can't the ecosystem be created around the country? That is where your chartered accountant branches is going to act as an economic network of India. That was the vision in which we need to proceed, and we should use this, and every month 3 or 4 branches should combinedly work to give reports to the government about how to develop India. Every branch of ICI. That's a vision. In fact, when I wrote to the Prime Minister, I have clearly mentioned that Chartered Account Institute will work towards it, because when I used to have a lot of interaction, because I speak about the Prime Minister policies in the Doordarshan in my state of Tamil Nadu. Every week 3 or 4 programs I used to do in other television channels also. When I wrote to the Prime Minister, I said, why can't we look at the branches of the ICA as an economic network of India? And we have a supreme knowledge. The knowledge of the students, we read multiple times for the same examination, write the examination, yeah. Multiple times. There are exceptions, but majority like us. Multiple times we write, same paper we read, same question comes, still we write a different answer in it all the time. We have to use this knowledge for building India. A person who completes chartered accountancy is the real advisor for the government of India. You know why? You are having in-depth knowledge. Direct tax you have knowledge, indirect tax you have knowledge, company law you have knowledge, auditing you have knowledge, accounting you have knowledge. What more you need for developing unorganized sector? Take it from me. Your unorganized sector will not fetch you money. That's where I told you. Money is a byproduct of your activity. That will come to you eventually. But don't fight in the red ocean. Move to the blue ocean. The strategy what I want to chalk out today for the future torch bearers of the profession is move to the blue ocean. Chartered accountants can innovate. Under the GST, there are a lot of opportunity for you to innovate. Take it from me. Innovate your solutions and structure your solutions. Don't think the chartered accountant is always reading the books. A chartered accountant can also innovate. AirAsia is run by a chartered accountant. I can tell you multiple chartered accountants who are change makers in the country. Social entrepreneurship. If you actually take up financial inclusion as a project as a chartered accountant, you are a social entrepreneur. You do free of cost service to an entrepreneur, a Kirana shop fellow. Doesn't matter. That Kirana shop fellow, taking your advice, will grow one day big. Obviously, the audit will come to you. That's the reason the young set of chartered accountants who are just out of the chartered accountancy, don't seek the job. Don't seek the job. Be a job creators. You will reprimand, I'm telling you. Today, most of the chartered accountants go to a multinational company, work in a process-oriented job, do the same job day in, day out. Same job. They'll forget GST, they'll forget of direct taxes. Why can't you practice? That's so 90% of the economy is unorganized sector. Why are you seeing money only as the aspect? There are much beyond. If you want to know what life is all about, go and ask a person who are on the verge of retirement in a corporate sector. Or go and speak to a senior citizen. Ask him, sir, if you had been in my age, now what will you do? He'll give you a perspective. Collect those perspectives. Implement that in life. Your life will be different. You should live your life with a higher purpose. The purpose of change. What is education all about? Education is all about educating the uneducated. It's not about you getting educated, going to America. America should invite you to speak about India. Harvard should invite you to speak about your change that you brought in Vadodara. They should be awestruck about your change, what you brought in India. And a chartered accountant should emerge. I vision that the chartered accountants from here will emerge to that extent where they are the icons of the India, the nation. And thankful to you, you know why? In 2014, I took a call. I will support the Prime Minister, whatever it is in my state of Tamil Nadu, in spite of all opposition. I am in public places supporting the Prime Minister. And you know the challenges you will face if you do that. I shunned the challenges and I said, I will support the Prime Minister, whatever it is. Across Tamil Nadu. I have interacted with the drivers. I have interacted with the tribal people to understand their life. It was Gokhale who said to Mahatma Gandhiji, and Mahatma Gandhiji is from Gujarat. How is it here? All the leaders emerge from Gujarat. Why not Tamil Nadu be an option? Why not be Karnataka be an option? Why not Nagaland be an option? How is it here? The legends of leaders emerge from Gujarat. Whenever Gujarat calls me and never say no. You know why? I take a quotient of inspiration in the airport itself. He says, legends of leaders. And Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. And the airport name is Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. When I check in itself, the inspiration comes. Now why I am saying this? Thankful to Gujarat, the real make in India is Gujarat. I'll tell you why. The Chief Minister of Gujarat was gifted to India as a Prime Minister. I am telling you, take up his words, implement it day in, day out. You will see what could be the transformation we will bring in. Ahmedabad, in 2008 when I came, I feel jealous, yeah. I feel jealous about Ahmedabad. I'm telling from my heart. Roads are good. Good water. I went to the walk in the Sabarmati walkway. Sabarmati walkway, I was walking and I was looking, when will my Chennai become like this? The transformation. And you know what? I know the person who was behind the Sabarmati implementation, the project. You know what? when the Prime Minister was not even the Chief Minister, when he used to walk on the banks of the Sabarmati, which was dirty, he used to say, I want to transform this. And his friend used to say, how is it possible, Narendra Bhai? He said, it is. And when he became the Chief Minister, that same friend was put as the project implementer. And here is a man who knows to pull everyone together. My professor Kananga Sabapati, who is the advisor of the kite industry, I did not finish the story. You know why? I want to finish the story later. Today, kite industry is 900 crores. 900 crores. And I asked Kananga Sabapati, did you ever vision? I did not vision. I went for advising the Prime Minister, that's all. Then he was a Chief Minister. But he said it will become 900 crores. And it became. He said 1,500, it became 900 crores. It will scale up to that level. And today, world over, you export, you import, Chinese kite and all, you fly. Okay, so now, this is a transformation that a leader can bring in. Follow what he says. There's a message in everything what he says. Many people actually express concern about the July 1 speech. No, I don't have a concern. I went into do this and said, he has chalked a new path of transformation. This is going to be the transformation of India, and you should be part of the success story. And today, there are two options to me. Speak about me, speak about something general. But when I landed in yesterday, I decided that I will appraise what is the vision of the Prime Minister. Because the vision of the Prime Minister is somewhere down the line in the country is diluted now. People don't understand, for example, in my state, if a road is not well, the reason is Prime Minister Modi ji. The GST rates are more, Prime Minister Modi ji. GST rates are more, even Prime Minister and Chief Minister is not responsible of any state. It is the GST Council, the first federal institution in India. Who is the champion? Somebody asked me, who is the champion of cooperative federalism? Two people in the country. One is Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, inspired by Mahatma Gandhi ji. Mahatma Gandhi is the father of the nation, inspired by him. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, who brought the cooperative federalism, the pillar of the cooperative federalism was brought by Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel ji, by integrating India. The second person who integrated India is Prime Minister Modi ji. I'll tell you what is the pillar he has laid. The first time in the industry, he abolished the planning commission, which was not at all functioning. You all would have heard about the 5-year plan, 3-year plan. It's all in the economics paper we read in the foundation or CPT. He wrote, the questions will not come from that because they know that it's not a reality also. That transformation, first he did was, the planning commission was abolished and he brought Niti Aayog. What is Niti Aayog? National Institution for Transforming India. That was the first thing he did as a Prime Minister. What is this? Never a Prime Minister will see Chief Minister. I know some Chief Minister who never met the Prime Minister at all. Some of the Chief Ministers never met in the past 10 years. Here's the opportunity where he will sit as a chairman of the Niti Aayog, meaning he will head the Niti Aayog meetings and all the Chief Ministers will come. Do you think that's a good place to sit and discuss? They will fight for the state. And he looked up everything and he funded every state through centrally sponsored scheme. I was just interacting with an IAS officer yesterday. Government of India has now pushed public finance management system, where the managers of the government department who are using that fund will have to get integrated in the public finance management system. The 1 rupee which is getting passed on to the people is also accounted in the government departments. These are the transformation what is being brought. Second cooperative federalism pillar was GST Council. Without GST Council, this GST could not be a reality because it's a consensus forum. Whether rates are good, rates are bad, doesn't matter. That is going to be revised according to the wishes of you people. If you raise a concern, they are going to revise. Because many people felt in the May month when the rates have come, that's a final rate in India forever. No, 1,611 items came, almost 70 items got revised already. From our groundnut candy to pizza rate which they compared. Groundnut candy was taxed this was an issue in our state where they said groundnut candy is taxed at 18%, pizza is taxed at 5%. That means the government office in India is promoting pizza, MNC companies. That was not the intention. Minister did not go each and every item. Okay. Groundnut candy? Okay. Kerchief? Okay. Hair oil? Okay. No. They can't do that. They don't have time. They will try it. This is a big bang reform. While you advise the client in GST now, do we understand the entire thing and advice? It's a big bang reform. Everybody will evolve according to that. And somebody suggested it has to be implemented on sector basis. Take it from me. If you implement sector basis, each sector after implemented, they'll go for strike. And another sector, and one more thing, look at the strategic way all the sectors are doing. They will ask, sir, from 18% give me 5%, Later from 5% they will not ask exemption. They will ask for 0%. There's a difference. They will ask 0%. You know why? They want take input tax credit and take refund. And another story, if they are in reverse charge, they wanted to take forward charge. And they'll say, we will pay taxes. Please provide a forward charge. We will pay 12%. Then they will go for strike saying, 12% you reduce to 0% and provide us input tax credit refund. Every sector wants 0%, yeah. Every sector wants 0%. Be it diamond industry, jewelry, cotton, textile, everybody wants it. Then what will be the revenue to the government? It will go bankrupt, yeah. India will become bankrupt. So there is a rationale behind doing it. GST Council is taking care of all those things. I want to give a clear message. There's a great opportunity in India, and I vision that in 2022, my India or our India will be a great country where we will not go for work. And I know in Gujarat, every Gujarati has a friend in US. In Israel also there are 8 people, yeah. In Israel, 8 people are there from Gujarat. 8 people. How I get to know, that's a different story. 8 people are there. Exactly. We're doing well. How is it possible? We are all trying to go. We don't able to get visa. But here you get it easily. How? That's the vision you have, that energy you have. Why can't you translate to, why can't each student here go and talk about Gujarat in various states and tell, this is the model of Gujarat. You should do that. We can transform India to a greater extent. It's great opportunity because unorganized sector is becoming organized, attest functions will increase, tax compliances will increase, and your opportunities are bountiful. Chartered accountant need not be a bean counter, he can be an innovator also, because fintech is also coming in, where automation is going to replace the human beings in computations. It's an opportunity to be in India. I want to see from here, the students who are here, at least 10 global companies emerge, providing employment to rural students who did not even know how to communicate in US accent, UK accent, whatever accent you say, you should communicate. US accent, you should communicate. UK accent, you should communicate. Whatever accent, and Gujarati accent also, you should communicate. You should not leave that. So, this is the vision in which we should build the nation. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity. Before I conclude, look at this video.
This is a story of India versus India. One India is standing in the queue since hours, while the other one has already set out for work long back. One India is content with theoretical knowledge, while the other one is tapping the global knowledge bank. One India is miles away from the government, while the other one interacts with the government many times a day. One India suffers the problem of choked lines, while the other one is already online. One India is still grappling with the heaps of paper, while the other one has gone paper-free. So why not bring both the India together on a digital platform, so that both government and citizens can go online, so that we don't have to put aside our jobs, studies or home to stand in queues, so that our blood pressure and the petrol gauge remains normal, so that we don't need to sweat and waste our time. So let's together make a digital India. Power to empower. Our Honorable Prime Minister has always envisaged every scheme with an approach to empower the citizens. An example of this empowerment is JAM, Jan Dhan, Aadhaar and Mobile. Another major step towards empowerment is the Digital India Mission. If we are to take this mission to every corner of India, the first prerequisite would be the digital identity of every citizen in the country. This is already being done through the allotment of Aadhaar cards. Once every citizen has a digital identity, he would need digital connectivity to avail all the services. And this would mean mobile phone for every citizen. Having achieved this, we now welcome all the citizens to the digital world. Now you will be able to submit any application online from anywhere. No need to go places, stand in queues or depend on middlemen. For there will be an e-sign that will ensure the safety and security of submitted applications. Having completed the submission, what about the required supporting documents? Now for this procedure too, you won't have to run from pillar to posts, making copies and true copies. You can do all this online through the digital locker. Once your important documents are stored in digital locker, they can be accessed from anywhere. They can be shared too with anyone at any time. And should you require to make payments, you will be able to do this through the online payment facility, PayGov, where your payment can be tracked through your Jan Dhan account. From now on, all government schemes and facilities will be accessible digitally. But what needs to be noted is that all this infrastructure and facilities will only be successful when each and every citizen is made digitally literate. And that is why the government has started a huge class across the country called the National Digital Literacy Mission, wherein around 3 crore people are being provided education on the basics of computers and internet. You can even communicate with the government directly and contribute to the nation's progress through MyGov platform. Digital India has its perks for our farmers too, through the nation's agriculture markets, which will soon be connected through the digital platform. Farmers from rural areas can get online information and online guidance about weather, seeds, fertilizers and much more. A facility which will help to augment their earning and thus improve their lifestyles. Each of these online facilities are set to reach you right at your doorsteps, your office, field, factory, school, college, hospital. With more than 1 billion in population, India is known for its huge imports of electronic goods. But when it comes to manufacturing them, we stand nowhere. But not anymore. Now that we have taken up this mission that will merge with the Make in India initiative, India will soon emerge as an electronic manufacturing hub. This revolutionary movement will empower us to transform our youth into great researchers and innovators in the field of electronics. As skill development too will be promoted through one of the government's largest skill development programs. And this mission will result in the emergence of a digital India that will be self-sufficient and will be poised to take off on a single platform. Transparent, accountable and citizen-friendly.
Here I sign up, let's register and now enter. And we are done with the registration, Bauji. Time to leave for college.
This is the other India that we were talking about. Paper-free, line-free and tension-free.
So thank you for this wonderful opportunity. Before I conclude, in fact, last month I was with His Holiness Dalai Lama. I asked him what could change the world at large and especially a country like India. He said the ancient Indian culture. Today, somewhere down the line, the ancient Indian culture is actually going off. It does not mean that I'm not saying that you should not be thoughts are not to be westernized, but I'm saying the culture has to be preserved in the country. When you maintain the culture, automatically growth will happen. Our ancient Indian culture is a very rich culture. Before 1,000 years, we were contributing to 56% of the global economy. And you know what West has done to you. Today we are a poor country. India is a rich country. Today, the tradition of India, for example, the tradition of India is jewelry. Today in India, 22,000 tons of jewelry is there with all the women in India, including my mom. Everybody has that gold, and nobody knows. None of the men know how much gold is there in the home. Go and ask and see. 22,000 tons. 22,000 tons is a pillar of Indian economy. Whatever can happen in UK, it can have a result of a problem in the family. But here, jewelry will save you. So this is the ancient Indian. This can save India means look at how many traditions are there which can save India. So I think compassion and culture both should go together while we transform India. We are in the path of journey of transformation. 2022. 2020 was given by the Honorable President, People's President, APJ Abdul Kalam. I add 2 years because the vision of the Prime Minister is to 2022. Because 2 years is needed because somewhere 2 years we have wasted also. That is going to be added up, and 2022 we will have the transformation. I will provide contact IDs. The contact ID is primarily to share some of your ideas, how you can develop Baroda, how you can develop Gujarat, how you can develop India, anything, whatever ideas you get, please put it across. This can be integrated. For information, no idea is bad. No idea is bad. I know one professor called up by the Prime Minister who is today in IIT Gandhinagar as the head of that particular department. You know how he got the opportunity? When the Prime Minister got into the car in the morning, he opened the paper. The speech of that particular professor was there in the paper. He called that professor from Tamil Nadu, another professor. And now he is the head of the Gandhinagar. He said, he went and asked, sir, I am from state of Tamil Nadu. Why are you calling me? There are people in Gujarat. He said, Gujarat, we will recognize, or I will recognize any talent from anywhere, provided you contribute for the development of Gujarat. That's all. There are talents who have come from other places, who have bloomed and groomed here. So you people should be the torch bearers of the vision. Let me provide my contact details. Just a second. So this is my contact details. You can note down, and you can definitely share your ideas and your thought process on the speech. And also, if you want to have any ideas, please feel free to write. I'm sure a lot of people will have the ideas. And today, addressing in a conference, if you're connected in the social media, we are connected forever. So the relationship continues forever. And that's an opportunity today we have in the digital world. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity, and thank you the leaders of the ICI who are here, who are transforming the profession into a greater levels. And the role that the ICI is doing is commendable. The role of the ICI, the Central Council, the Regional Council, the branch committee people, because everybody would have practiced. But there are people who go and become leaders to be the torch bearers and to translate the vision of that to the larger section of the people. I appreciate all the council members and the central council members and the regional council members and the committee people and the students who are volunteers who has contributed for this great success of this conference. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity. I look forward each and every person here making a change in India and contributing the journey of transformation of India for a developed nation. Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you, sir, for that wonderful insight. It has indeed been an honor to hear from you.
We also take this opportunity to felicitate the Vikas Vadodara team 2016 for their tremendous performance and support. At this juncture, we take the opportunity to recognize the incredible efforts. I would request our chief guest, CM Sathya Kumar, to please do the honors. Mr. Ayush Goyal, Vice Chairman. Ms. Astha Gada, Treasurer. Mr. Mehul Kachia, Managing Committee Member. Thank you, sir.
I now request CM Mangesh Kinre to do the honors. Mr. Anish Jha, Managing Committee Member. And Mr. Sajjan Singh, Purohit, Managing Committee Member.